Hello YouTube, this is the legendary Justin, and today we're going to be doing a YouTube video on Bitcoins. So starting off, you need to know what is a Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is an online currency that is deregulated, and then it uses encryption techniques that are used to regulate the generation of units in currency, and they verify the transfer of funds, and they operate independently of a central bank. So basically, this is online money that is not regulated by banks, and it can't be inflated and deflated just by the government. So it's pretty good. So important facts to note about Bitcoins is that from their start in 2009 to about 2013, from 2009 to 2013, they had different Bitcoin mining rates, and a Bitcoin mining rate is how many Bitcoins can be mined in that 4-year period. So starting off in 2009, there were 10.5 million Bitcoins that were available to be mined. And then 4 years later, they half it. So every 4 years, they're going to half the amount of Bitcoins that can be totally mined. So in 2013, it was 5,250,000. The next cycle of Bitcoins, which is where I think the Bitcoin market's going to peak, is 2017. 2017, there's going to be 2.625 million Bitcoins that are going to be mined during that 4-year period. And then it keeps going on 1.3 million, 600,000, 300,000, 100,000, 80,000, 40,000. And then basically by the year 2041, that's going to be when 20,958,983 Bitcoins are going to be mined, which will be a total percentage of 99.8% of all the total Bitcoins. And that would happen by 2041. So that's probably where you're going to want to have all your Bitcoins sold, or things could go kind of bad. Like they might go really well, the Bitcoins could increase in value, or they're going to go south. I'm not sure what's going to happen then, but we do know that 2041 will be a crazy year for Bitcoins, because that'll be the year when almost 100% of the Bitcoins will be mined. Alright, so I'm starting off Bitcoins with, I started a few days ago on May 26th, and the current price of Bitcoins was about $450, and it's already raised to over $502. So that's a crazy amount of value in the Bitcoins. It's also important to note that with the Bitcoins, they actually fluctuate in price a lot, because when they started off, they were like, you could buy a few Bitcoins for $1, or you could buy a Bitcoin for like $6, $12, like really, really cheap. But now they're going over $500 per Bitcoin. So what you want to do is when you're buying your Bitcoins, you want to buy them at the cheapest price you can possibly find, which my estimate will be, if you can try to get around $200 to $300 is when you want to buy a Bitcoins. If it's higher than that, I would not recommend it, because you're probably not going to make too much profit. I mean, you still could make profit, but if you buy the $200 to $300 range, you're going to be making insane profits, which will be very good for you. So starting off with the Bitcoin prices through the years, we saw that for most standard graphs, they started in about 2011, and prices of Bitcoins were about $11 to $25. Then in 2012, they were about the same. 2013, they started going up a little bit, so like $25 to $50. And then at the middle to end of 2013, they started really increasing in value. So they basically went up from $100 to $300. And then we got that peak at the end of 2013, near 2014. Everyone was super, super excited in buying Bitcoins. And that's when it hit 2014, a little bit earlier than 2014, $1,100 for a Bitcoin. So people were like, wow, Bitcoin's actually going to be something crazy, crazy popular, and everyone's going to want to buy them. So if you were lucky enough to buy the Bitcoins at 2011, 2013, in that range, and then you sold them up at $1,100, you would have been making crazy money. But the problem is, if you didn't buy within that very, very small peak at $1,100, then you're going to lose a lot of money. because what happened right after 2013-14 at the end of 2013, beginning of 2014 was the price was still very, very high, but then it actually started dropping. So it was dropping to about $800, $700, $600, $500, $400, so a lot less. So why that's important is, I mean, if you were the one that was buying those Bitcoins at $1,100, thinking that the price was still going to keep going up, you just weren't very smart, because you had to know that, okay, well, this is the peak for Bitcoins. Why would you be buying them at the highest rate? That makes no sense in the world, but they did it, and that's why the price went down to $800, $600. They should have just not bought any Bitcoins, but that's how it went down. So, moving on, 2014, 2015, what happened was the price started going down and down and down and down and down. So, what you can notice is that once it hit the 2014 area, it was in the $800 range, and then it went down all the way up to $500. February 24th, 2014, it was $540. Then you move down to 2014 in March, $460, all the way down to $408. So we notice that the price is still going down 2014. That's because the interest in the Bitcoins is going down dramatically, which is kind of expected because of that giant peak. Alright, so then you keep going in 2014, kind of stays a little bit steady between $400 to $500, so only about a $200 range, from like low 400s to like almost $600. So what I've noticed is in the summer months, the price of Bitcoins actually generally does go up, which is really interesting. So when you look at May, the price was $442. In April, it was $429. So that's like $10 more or so. But then once you start looking in late May, May 29th, 2014, almost $600 for Bitcoin. June, $600. Most of June was $600. July, $620. August, $588. So in the summer months in 2014, the Bitcoins were really, really doing good. And it could be because people are buying lots and lots of stuff during the summertime. People are trying to, trying to hoard their Bitcoins and stuff like that. But because they were less available, and that's why they were more money. So then after you look at August 18, 2014, Bitcoin's $479. And that was their lowest peak from May to August, was $479. So then once you start getting in September, it starts dropping crazy low. Getting from $400 all the way down to $331 or $319.69 in October. So that means the fall is one of the better times to buy the Bitcoins. But when you're selling Bitcoins, you want to sell them in the summer, which are interesting facts. Okay, so looking into it, when we head over towards November 1st, 2014, Bitcoins are at $327. So they're a lot less than they used to be, especially to that $1,100 peak just a year before that in November of 2013. So it's kind of interesting that from November 29th, 2013, it was $1,100 to November 1st, 2014, $327. So basically, almost $800 difference between 1 year and the Bitcoin. Moving into the winter, it keeps going down a lot. So then Bitcoins hit the total lowest point that they've hit for many, many years, which was $203.24. And that was on January 14th, 2015. So that was technically one of the best days to buy Bitcoins at that $203.24 price. Example, if you bought the Bitcoins at $203.24 and you sold them today for over $500 a Bitcoin, you'd be making over double, or 2.5 times your profit. So let's say you bought $100,000 worth of Bitcoins at the $200 price. You would have been making crazy money. Alright, well, anyways, moving on. 2015 stays about $216 to $277, $280 through August. There we go. Then you go to September of 2015, still $200. The first time it starts really gaining money is November. So it seems like November is that peak time of the year for Bitcoins, which is kind of interesting. It could be because of Thanksgiving, because of Black Friday, all that kind of stuff. But November 3rd, 2015, prices have gone up from $200 all the way back up to $425. So that's nowhere near the same peak as it was of the 2013 of November. But we got to remember, 2013 November was when the Bitcoin were halved again at the 5.25 million Bitcoins minimal rate. So that's why they peaked that much. So moving back to November 4, 2015, $425.10. That's really good price. Like, you're making quite a bit of money. If you would have bought them at the $200 price, you could make an over double. Then you move into early beginnings of January 16, 2016, $377. Moving into February, over $400. March, over $400. April, $430. May 20th, 2016, $444. And as of today, May 28th, 2016, the price of Bitcoins is between $495 and somewhere between $503. So that's like a good $8 difference between the prices of Bitcoins on Coinbase and Bitstamp. So there's all your statistics on it. My estimate is that in 2017, when the Bitcoin's half again, at the rate of, 2017, they're going to half the mining rate to 2.625 million Bitcoins, which will mean that the majority of the Bitcoins will be mined. But then there'll still be a lot left. There'll be over 2 more million left, Bitcoins to be mined after 2021. But 2017 is going to be a big year because it's one of those factors where it's going to play. That's over 10% of the Bitcoins just in 2017 that could be mined. It's for a 4-year period though, so it's going to take a while. So moving on to stuff about Bitcoins. So when you use Bitcoins, there's 2 main sites you want to use. You want to use Coinbase, and you also want to use Bitstamp. The reason you want to use both is so that you have 2 different ways of buying the Bitcoins. Example, if your credit card company's not accepting Coinbase or Bitstamp, you can try the other one. Coinbase and Bitstamp have different prices for the Bitcoins, and also they have different identity verifications. So for Coinbase, you have to put your name on there, your address, your country, your social security number, what kind of source of funds you have, and your job job title and employer. You also have to you have to verify your phone, your payment, and your credit card, bank account information. So it's not too bad, but they do ask for your social security number, so that is one thing you have to have. Moving over to Bitstamp.net, they ask that you verify your valid government-issued ID, which is your passport, your national ID, or driver's license, and you have to take pictures that are over 300 dpi, which is the quality of the image. And you have to take a picture of both sides of it and scan it in and then send it to them. The second thing that you need to do is provide a proof of residency, so a bank statement, utility bill, tax return, or a certificate of residency offered or issued by your government or local government authority. So that's not too bad for the identifications. Now, one thing about the Bitstamp.net, I'm not sure about the Coinbase if they ask the same information later somewhere in their page, but for Bitstamp, they do have an area for your tax information. So You might have to put your tax information on there if you make enough money where you'd be getting taxed at. So they ask for your TIN number, which is required for U.S. taxpayers. They ask for your ID document numbers, ID document types, date of birth, all that kind of stuff. They ask if you're a U.S. citizen, and then they ask you to upload your photos. So then I'd like to talk about two different things. The price between the Bitcoins of Bitstamp and the price of the Bitcoins at Coinbase. So what I've noticed is Coinbase, I'm pretty sure they charge a 1%, basically a 1% fee on the Bitcoins you buy. So that's pretty cheap price. But the cool thing about Bitstamp is they charge 0.25%, which is a quarter of the percent that they charge, Coinbase's charges. But the cool thing about Bitstamp is that they're actually charged less money than Coinbase. Because Coinbase, they're charging, let me see, over $503 currently for a Bitcoin. And Bitstamp is only charging $493.55. So that's $10 difference basically. So I would actually recommend to probably buy most of your Bitcoins from Bitstamp, and Bitstamp does not actually maximize the amount of Bitcoins that you can buy or sell. So I see on here people selling like crazy amounts of Bitcoins, 164 Bitcoins, which is worth $80,000. I see people doing like 0.01 Bitcoins. So price, you could sell any amount of Bitcoins you want on the Bitstamp. As for Coinbase, Coinbase has different limits on it. So they have level 1 and level 2. Level 1, you can sell, let me see. For level 1, you can sell up to 10 Bitcoins, or I think you can buy up to 10 Bitcoins, but you can sell up to 50 Bitcoins in one day. So they maximize you. If you hit level 2 restrictions, which means you've done everything like made your purchases, checked all your bank account and stuff even more, you can buy up to 50 Bitcoins, sell up to 50 Bitcoins per day. 50 Bitcoins it's a lot of Bitcoins, but it's not very much. Like, if you're trying to go really hard into Bitcoin buying and selling, you're not going to want to have a limit of 50 Bitcoins. Because you figure it, at the current rate now, it's $500 for a Bitcoin. If you be selling 50 Bitcoins, that is, let me see, how much money? That's only $25,000 worth of Bitcoins. So if you want to make serious money, you're going to want to have no limits on your Bitcoins. So you're obviously going to want to go with the Bitstamp. But the Bitstamp thing is, the tax information might be a problem for some people, so that's why you might have to use Coinbase. And Bitstamp also charges less percent on the money. So it's kind of like depending on what you want to do, also which website you like better. But I mean, if you're a person that doesn't really have to buy or sell more than 50 Bitcoins per day, you can use Coinbase, and it's probably easier to do your verification process. If you're someone that wants to sell crazy amounts of Bitcoins, like I do, then you're going to want to use Bitstamp, and then have Coinbase be your backup. Alright, so then for the last thing I would like to talk to you guys about is basically what my plan is for Bitcoin buying and selling. So my conclusion is that in 2017, the Bitcoin market is going to spike because of the 4-year half at the mining rate. So, and that's been proven because in 2013 it did peak at $1,100. So if it peaks again in 2017, I will be right. I haven't figured out exactly what I think it's going to peak at, but it's going to be over $800 to $900 is what my estimate is going to be. So what we're currently waiting for now is hopefully sometime in the future, within the next few months, maybe a year or so, we hope that the Bitcoins actually will crash in value. And then that's when I want to buy as many Bitcoins as possible, because you currently don't want to buy Bitcoins at $500 because it could be a while before you get to sell your Bitcoins for over $500. So that's definitely not a good idea to go for. You want to wait till the Bitcoins are at least $200 to $300 or maybe less before you buy your Bitcoins, because most of the time your Bitcoins will be at least $300 or higher. But if you're buying them at $500, you're screwed unless the Bitcoins go like at least $1,000. Then you'd be making good money no matter what you bought the Bitcoins at. But that's basically kind of a risky thing, and it could take a while. So then for the last thing I'd like to talk about is I actually made a Facebook page about this, and I'm actually starting a investment company for my Bitcoin corporation. So it's going to be called Justin Cummings Bitcoin Corporation. It's on Facebook. You type in www.facebook.com/bitcoinsforever. It's capital B, lowercase ITCOINSFOREVER / and there's a slash before Bitcoins too. So it's www.facebook/capital B Bitcoins Forever Bitcoins Forever / and it'll be called Justin Cummings Bitcoin Corporation. So on there, I'm going to be keeping like daily and weekly tracks of what the prices of Bitcoins are. I'm going to be making graphs, Word documents. I'm going to be having business meetings. I'm going to be trying to get investors investing in my company. And we're going to be trying to make lots and lots of profits off of the Bitcoins. Because I do really think that the Bitcoins are going to make you tons and tons of money. But you need to be informed on what the best price to buy your Bitcoins is at. And when to sell your Bitcoins. How to start Bitcoin wallets, all that kind of stuff. It's really complicated stuff, but I'm in my early beginnings of it, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment or a message on my Facebook or on my YouTube channel if you have any questions or if you'd like to team up and like make money with me. Whatever you want to do. Alright, thanks, bye.